All right. Next, we're going to talk. We were just finishing up with charts and awards. We did that on another tutorial. So now we're going to move on to collecting money, which is this button here. So I want you to click the collect money, collect dollars, and that will take you over to ASCAP BMI Performance Collections, or CCLI. Wherever you collect for your performances royalties, this is the file under each version that you keep track of that information. So you can track each version, each digital file, for example, you can track the performance collections, which is great. So if you get a long statement, you're going to have to find out the ISRC number. You can do a find for it, for example. You can go over here to the studio. You can do a find for that number by hitting Command F, or go to the find down below, choose find. And for example, we have this. I'll copy this, and we go down, we do find, we get a, oops. What we'll do is we go to the find screen, get a blank screen, and we paste that number in, and we find it, and we hit collect. And then we can make an entry for that based on our royalty statement that we receive. So let's click in here, and let's type their number that's on their statement. And then we press tab. This way you'll be able to reference it later. And it puts today's date. Or you could change that to the period ending. Let's say it's period ending 3/31 or 3/30 at the end of the quarter. It's a domestic royalty. You click in royalty. You can also tab. Let's say it's ASCAP royalties from the U.S. radio. You can type in some notes here if you like. Credit quantity. This date is not as recent as the current value in the field date of the last collection. Do you wish to override? No, let's just override it. It's basically looking at the last date collected here. It updated it now. So anyway, we'll put credit quantity. Let's put 45 credits. Say they give you credits. At a value of each credit, let's say it's 0.25, and your share is 100%. You could change that to whatever it is on the song. Let's say it's 50. And you're going to deduct an advance, for example, of $1. So then it leaves you with $4.63, and that's the amount. Okay, let's say you get the next one. That's your last statement number. Let's say the next one's 45, and it's for 6/30. And it goes to the top line if you hit the enter key. So this is performance, and this is, say, for Britain Network TV, and you're going to get 400 credits times 1.55. This is just if you want to take a deduction. Say you're a 50% shareholder of this song on your performance royalties. You'll probably be 100% actually, because whatever they send you, they've already taken it out. Depends with how the statement's written. If it's written as if you're getting 100% of what you deserve, then you can put 100 in here and it'll calculate correctly. Otherwise, you can change it if you need to. Let's say there's a $10 advance you owed them. It's $610. So it's been. Now what you can do is you can deposit this. Let's see. You click on the one you want to deposit on this green field. Let's say you 3 months ago you wanted to. You click here. It says, do you want to automatically issue this for deposit? Yes, I do, auto. It automatically creates the deposit method, they sent a check number 555 for collection under your company. It went into your bank account, for example, number 112. This is not the full bank account. This is just a code that we use for accounting code, but you can put whatever you want there. Issued, ready for deposit, $10.25. And okay, once you get a bank statement that says it was deposited, you can click that, and that gives you an authorization. Now let's do the $610. We're going to just want to automatically put that in. It automatically puts it in here. You can put the check number, and it puts the $610 in there. It's in your bank, and you finally get an authorization. There it is. Boom. Now it shows you how much you've made over the years from this song, or this version, I should say. So it keeps a running balance that you now, in 2 quarters, you've earned $620.25. Let's say you want to print a report of this this song. You go down here to Collections, Performance List, and greater than 0, version name. We'll put Doe. We just want this song. We don't want all of them. So we want, well, Doe we know will work because it's the only one with Doe in it. So we hit enter, and it has 2 line entries and gives us a full report. Doe, My Heart Belongs to You, $620.25. Click continue and print it, or make a PDF and save it. Click cancel or print. When you're done, click done, and go back to the collection page by hitting the button. And there's your information. This is how you keep track of all your data. Now, when you have an affiliation, you want to put that in here too. I forgot to tell you about that. If you have a code number for your membership, put that in there, and it'll help track that. All right. So each song gets entered independently. So if you have a different song, you would go to that. My Heart Belongs to You. This was Doe, My Heart Belongs to. Let's go to our film sampler, and we have that playing here. This one. Okay, so say we just got a royalty check from ASCAP. We want to go to that for that. There's nothing in here. This is all new. It's never been affiliation title code number for the title of the song. You could put in here, or for this version, our share default is 100%, and we'll put a number in there of the statement. Well, let's say it was the same one as, well, it doesn't matter. But anyway, it's a domestic statement, ASCAP, U.S. radio, credit quantity, 814, value is 1.25. You get 100% share. There's no deductions. $1,017.50. That's the same amount as your check. If you want to deduct a fee or any other credit union or fees for anything, you can. Once you have it logged, you can either deposit that or not. It's optional whether you deposit it or not, but what's nice, you deposit it per each song. It does keep a running tab. Now, understandably, your deposit amount might be a different amount, but at least it'll show you the amount that was deposited on what date for this song, and you'll be able to track back to the statement number. So that's real helpful. So to do that, we click on the green, and I realize this is not the full amount of the deposit because you might have had 14 songs that you got a statement for, but at least you'll be able to track it. Now auto, and it puts it in there, puts the title, statement number 665857, for example, or you could put any kind of number in there you want. It's a collection. This is your bank number or code that you want to use. It could be the last 5 numbers or 3 numbers of your checking. You don't even have to use it if you don't want to. It's optional. And this is your company number, ABC Music. All right. There you go. And that's how you use the performance collections. That's how you do your royalties for performing only. Other royalties will be done in the royalty file, but your performance collections can be done based on each digital file that you collect money for. So it gives you an ongoing printout. Now, if you say you wanted to get a printout of everything, you just do greater than 0, and it breaks it down, all of your entries. Now, that could be a long report over the years, but based on the find screen that you get here, you can change it. You could do it by statement number. You could type that statement in, and it would give you the full statement printout that would match the statement they send you. If you want that kind of detail, you can get it. If you want the catalog number, for example, this would be My Heart Belongs to You. So you have a lot of choices of how you want to get your printouts done. And that takes care of your collections. All right. Let's look at inventory. Again, the inventory, I went over this in the general, but you don't really make changes in here. This is all, you can look at it here and view your entries, but this should be done over in the setup file if you want to keep track of your inventory. This is where you look at it, because this is a good place. It's your studio center. So we figured this would be a good place to be able to view it from. If you want to go over there and do it, click your home base file and click the setup. That'll take you over here, and let's see. I think this is your inventory. There's your inventory. Based on company number, your company number 1. If you have company number 2, you would hit this button here, would take you to company number 2 and show you. So if you want to add a new number, add a new item, you click it here. Let's go back to the other one, number 1, and let's add a new number. It dates it automatically. You can change the date. Let's put compressor for your studio. Choose 155 dBx, for example, and then a serial number, any number that you have. Your company number is 1. Do you want to insure it? Yes. It's a studio piece. It's new. It's got a 3-year warranty. This is your amortization too. And let's say it's $800. And our cost was $699. If you sell it, you can put the date you sold it, and you can also click on here to add a photo if you wish. You can also delete old items if you want. Keeps a running tab of all your items, and after you click off it, it does them by date, the newest item at the top. Okay, so we're out of here. Let's go back to home base, and let's go to the versions file again, and we'll go over here until we find inventory. And there it is, and you see it's been added, compressor. So this is your report screen. Inventory. So this is your report for printing out your equipment. There's the compressor. So you can print it out from the versions file. I was checking to be sure, and it gives you a total 47,000, for example, of all your stuff. So print equipment schedule, our cost or your replacement cost, you have a choice. When you're done, it takes you back to the inventory in setup. Now, because you were doing a report, you want to go back into the studio, and it takes you over here to the studio version. So notice the blue header tells you that you're in the file versions now. Again, you were in setup after you did the report. So now we're going to check metadata now. Metadata is a button here. You have to click around till it appears on the assets. When you click on assets, it'll go to the screen. It'll show you metadata. Click that. It takes you to this screen where you can have a whole load of data entered. It tells you about each one, so you can just hold your mouse over it and it'll explain them all. So that's a helpful way to learn it. Let's say it's sports. You can do multiple entries for this metadata about it. This is automatically populated based on these that you click. File name is, let's call it, this is the name of your media file. So we'll call it Film Sampler Volume 2 MP3, for example. Whatever it is going to be. And you got your description. This can be as long as you wish. Your track or title. It's bringing it in, the CD title that it's going to appear on. Film standards. Anyway, you get the idea. You put the artist in here. Composers can go in here. Let's see. If the composers are entered, I believe they'll come in here automatically. Let's see. Yeah, if you click on here, it automatically will look them up. But this one apparently is not entered, so let's try a different one. Anyway. Subcategories you can have. This enters whatever you click on. The mood. So basically, you're formulating your file, your fields that will be joined with your audio file. So this is a very helpful way to do your metadata. You don't have to sit and type it. You just click on the things, and it adds those words to it. You can add another if you want by clicking the word other. These are categories that they provide using SoundMiner version 4 and up. You have up to 62 characters you can include. See, on this one, when you clicked on it, it brought in the songwriters automatically and the splits. Automatically, when I clicked that, it brought in this is the SoundMiner information, but it brings it in automatically. When you click on it, it looks it up. So it calculates. This is why it's valuable to have all your data entered in Songtracker, because when you get to things like metadata, it will do it quickly for you rather than you having to type it all. Featured instrument strings. Let's see. Source. If you don't know what it is, just put your mouse over it. It'll explain what the source is. Manufacturer, conductor, enter the name of the orchestra leader. So this will explain all these. What microphone was used, for example. We're recording the sound effect. Location. So it explains all of these. So go through and run your mouse over these. It'll explain the fields. And then you can enter them as needed. Some of them auto-enter and others don't. Others have pop-up menus like that. The lyrics, if there's a lyric, will come in automatically. It'll be looked up. Otherwise, you can type it. Tempo. Wherever we can apply a pop-up menu, we do. So once you've got all your data tracked, then you could export this for SoundMiner if you wish, or for your IDs for your iTunes. Your ID 3v2 is more for your data for iTunes. So if you have a structure where you can import into your songs, then you can utilize this data. You can export this data out and then import it into your songs or files, wherever you like. So it's very powerful. So take advantage of the metadata. Take time to learn about it. And I hope this is helpful. This here allows you to click on this. If you want to insert your cover art, that's another thing you're going to want. You go to your graphics. It tells you your artwork size, 512 pixels by 512 pixels is the best recommended artwork size. And then you could include this with your songs. So you can keep a copy of your artwork here that you're going to include, and then to go back to the metadata, click that. Again, here's your pathway for your audio file, and this will just show you your asset file. This one here, there's nothing imported here, but if, for example, there's one on this mixed. So let's go over to metadata, and you'll see it here. So I click it, and you can play it. Now, we don't have any artwork imported, so this gives you an idea. Well, I hope that's helpful. So in review, we did collecting money, we did the metadata, and I hope that's helpful to you. All right.